Hey everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here saying Wakanda forever. That's right. I am doing a movie review. A movie review, something that I haven't done in probably a year because I haven't been able to go to movies. I'm so busy with everything else in my life. But I am doing this movie review on Wakanda Forever. And you know it's the spinoff from Black Panther, and this is the first movie since Chadwick passed away. So I got to tell you, it was an emotional. It was an emotional movie. It was a good movie, but it wasn't on the same level as the first Black Panther. I can honestly tell you that. It was beautiful. It was moving. It was heartfelt film with highs and lows, and throughout the whole film there was like wonderful, I could call them like grief montages, from beginning to end, like it's never been seen before in any type of superhero movie, nor in a blockbuster movie. And when I say montages, it was like, I'm calling them cameos of Chadwick, in scenes from Black Panther, in scenes from other things. I mean, it was emotional for me. Okay, my eyes were seriously tearing up, and I'm telling you, if you're an emotional person, you need to have some tissue on hand, because from beginning to end, you're gonna see it. And then this movie, it basically showed the people of Wakanda themselves mourning the loss of their king T'Challa, right? He was King T'Challa, and trying to embrace their new chapter. And however, it also helped us. It helped us to once again grieve the loss of Chadwick Boseman, who was taken from us way too early. He was taken way too soon, and it's just really touching. And you know the movie, it moved a bit too slow for me. Even though I enjoyed it, I'm glad though, that they did not try to resurrect him in some kind of way, or cast another character or actor, I'm sorry, another actor in his role. You know how they do with the James Bond movies. It's like, how many James Bonds have there been? And everybody has their favorite. Everybody has a favorite, but I'm glad they didn't do that. So, and there's one thing I did notice though about this movie, is that usually with Marvel movies, they end with the death of a main character, right? But this one opened up with the death of a main character, which was a little different for them. And the characters that are, I'm gonna say they're reoccurring, because we saw a picture of them or something in it, or a scene with them. So there was Chadwick cameos as King T'Challa. There was Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda. There was Letitia Wright as Princess Shuri. They kept calling her Princess this time, Shuri. There was who was it? Winston Duke as M'Baku. Yeah, I'm glad he came back. I like him. Denaya Guerrera as she was the general, the head of Okoye. She was the head of the Wakanda Armed Forces, the barehead woman. Then there was Lupita Nyong'o. She came back as Nakia. Remember, she was T'Challa's like love interest or former love or something like that. And then Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, Eric Killmonger or whatever. And Everett Ross, the one white guy, Martin Freeman, he was in there. But his scene wasn't as exciting as it was in the first one. His scenes were not exciting at all, to be honest. So what was I going to say? So it starts off with Zuri's last ditch effort to basically save her brother. And in the film that they show, she mentions that this terrible disease that took my brother out, and with all the intelligence and skill and the texts and stuff that I have, I still couldn't save him. So what was the use in having all of these skills she was really heartbroken. You could see it in the cast. The cast, they were truly, really mourning, to be honest. It wasn't just, us. They definitely were. Um, and then we learned that the issue is they needed that purple heart. Remember that purple leaf that they had and stuff? They needed that. It's like a herb or something. I think it's a heart shaped herb, and it was a plant that it was infused with powers of vibranium. Okay, the precious metal that fuels Wakanda's, the techno utopia, if you want to call it that. Yeah, see, I got my Wakanda beads. Look at me. I'm like, Wakanda, woo, 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 Wakanda forever. I'm going to keep them here so you can see them on my hands. Anyway, oh, wait, let me see. Got my Wakanda hat. I don't know if y'all can see it clear. You see the Black Panther on it? I'm trying to turn it. And then I have my Wakanda Forever bag. And then I have my Wakanda Forever poster. Hey. I'm such a big fan, I'm glad I got to see the movie ahead of time. Anyway, let me go on with this my review. I'm trying to recap the movie as much as I can without telling too much. Now that the purple plant, remember I'm telling you about that little purple plant. Remember they used to hold it and they used it for so many things to heal and everything. But if you remember now that all of that supply of that purple stuff was torched by the order of Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger in Black Panther. So he killed all of those because he wanted to stay the only powerful person. So he was being selfish and didn't think about what happens if he dies. So all of those purple things were gone. And that's why Princess Zuri was trying to recreate it. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to recreate a synthetic version of it, if you want to say that, of the plant. And it was like through some 3D type of printer that will give off that same like vibranium glow. But unfortunately, for the Wakandians, the herb shortage prevented them from even initiating a new Black Panther. They couldn't even do that. They needed that a superhuman strength that comes from that restorative purple plant. They needed that, and they didn't have it. But later on in the film, I think she does recreate it. If I remember correctly, she did recreate it when Nakia was there, if I remember correctly. And then there's another new character, a scientist that's in there, and she's a sister too. Hey, so it was good. It was good. I think the movie was good. So now, because they don't have a leader now, like really, the Queen was taken over, but they didn't have a real like a Black Panther leader. There was many like other nations trying to attack Wakanda to get their, or possibly were going to attack them to get their vibranium, and because they they have no leader, so they figured they free will they could go to. So because all of this is going on, there's a new evil character that comes into play. He emerges from the depths of the Atlantic, who is called Namor. And he's a wing-footed creature of Atlantis. He has wings on his feet and he could fly and stuff, and I did look it up, that he made his comic book debut in 1939. 1939, and is incarnated in the movie by a Mexican actor called Tenoch Huerta. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, so Namor is the king of Talokan, an undersea empire, and he can breathe above the water and below the water, and he can fly and has super strength. Okay, he got super strength. So their underwater community has vibranium, as does like Wakanda, and they started attacking ships and other things, other places. I don't know why they were doing that. They were attacking these places, and they were looking for the scientists to kill her as well. But for some reason, these other nations assume that it's the Wakandians who are Wakandans, not Ians, Dins. I'm sorry, I keep putting an I in there. I don't know why. They are doing it. They're being blamed for what these other people are doing. These people, these underwater people. They some fierce people. Wait till y'all see this part, how they come up out of the water, and I don't want to even tell what's going on. But anyway, then one night when Namor comes and confronts Queen Ramonda and Princess Shuri as they're sitting on the beach, and he reveals to them that they are not the only secret kingdom running on vibranium. They're running on it as well, right? So he later tells them that he wants them to fight with his underwater nation to take over the world, and told them that they could never tell anyone about him or else he'll come back and destroy Wakanda. And honey, that man kept his word. Oh, anyway, I bet y'all in a year or two, Marvel will possibly make a spin-off movie with King Namor. They gotta come back with him. They're gonna have to come back with him because him and his people was something else. So you know what? I'm gonna stop here. I'm not gonna tell anymore because I don't want to tell everything. What's gonna happen next. I don't want to make any mistakes and give away too much of the movie and all its good parts. And one thing I just don't want to do is I want this review to be a spoiler alert. So it's not a spoiler alert review. I'm not gonna tell anything else. But what I liked about in Wakanda Forever was the fact that M'Baku came back. What's his name? Winston Duke. He came back, and his continuing role in the movie. We have him telling Princess Shuri that he promised her brother on his deathbed that he would look after her, and that and I truly believe that's what he did. He kept his promise and showed up like a big brother in a couple of the scenes. And I also like that M'Baku had some of them funny lines. He was funny. He made me laugh, in the movie, as I believe he had some funny lines in the Black Panther movies. And y'all tell me in the comment section, those of you who've seen it, y'all might remember some of it. Now, there was just one thing I was interested in finding out. And that is whatever became of that community center that King T'Challa had built at the end of Black Panther. Do y'all remember that? He went back there with Zuri. That was the old neighborhood. He bought that building in the old neighborhood that was his brother's, where his brother lived and was born or raised or whatever. And it was never mentioned in this movie. Never mentioned. And I felt like it should have been. So that's the one thing that's got me going. Why didn't they bring that up and remind us about it and let us know if anything is happening there? And what I'll end with is this one thing. This is a Marvel film. It's a Marvel film. What does that mean? That means you stay in your seat and watch until the end. That's it. And if I would have to rate this movie, I guess I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's not as great as the first one was, but it was very good. And I think you'll enjoy it. Anyway, that's all I have for this movie review. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what you thought. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment now and hit that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. And it'll let you know every time I upload some new content. Then I ask that you hit that thumbs up button or the like button and write a comment. And if you feel like it, you can share my video. This your girl Barbie J saying, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.